Hey guys, Angela here. So, let's do a reading for you. So as always, I've pulled, I went to pull a card to just kind of see the overall energy of what we're dealing with here. And I actually got two. So, it looks as though there's definitely some movement going on. So either this could be that you're moving house, or that you're transitioning into a new timeline, or that you're shifting your perspective. Something is shifting here. It's going from really tumultuous waters to something a lot smoother. And at the moment, there's a lot of planning and planning taking place, making decisions, making plans for this travel. It does feel like it's a more physical move, but I could be wrong. So, Papa and Spirit team, can you let me know anything else about this? The Sun card. So it's definitely going to be a really positive thing. So it's going to bring you a lot of happiness and success. And we've got the King of Cups as well. So it could even be that you're moving to a more emotionally balanced place, to a place where you are more happier, that success is more within your reach. Or it could be that, part of this move is going to make you feel more emotionally balanced, okay? Could be that you're in a situation right now, because, a move, it could also mean moving jobs. Take what resonates, and, you'll know what means what for you. But I feel like it's definitely going to bring in a lot more emotional contentment, a lot more vitality and fun and celebration and happiness. So anything else? I'm just going to get really positive readings. What else do my collective need to know? Need to hear. Okay, I see. So, okay. You've got the Five of Pentacles. You're feeling really left out in the cold. Really left out in the cold. And I really feel you on that. Really feel you on that, okay? He just feels very much like... Let's get some more cards. Because currently I'm feeling this weight. Okay. Can you give me a bit more on Five of Pentacles, please? Okay. Let's see what we got. Okay, so interesting. Okay, this is very specific. So I'm very much getting this feeling very isolated, feeling very alone, and things have just not been easy, right? I do get this impression of kind of having the riches behind. It's like kind of stood outside watching that everybody else is getting what you're not getting, right? And you're then going through, I've got the Page of Pentacles reversed, but the way I'm seeing this card is that it's like that you've got it in your head that you're causing this, right? This is why I say it's very specific. It's like that you feel like it's your lack of commitment somewhere, or that you're asking too much, or that, you know, you're not learning from your tests and you're not moving forward because of it. But I also have all of these goodies. So I've got the Seven of Pentacles, sorry, the Eight of Pentacles. I do that all the time. So I've got the Eight of Pentacles, right? So you've been putting the work in and you've been really diligent. That's why I say, like, I'm looking at this Page of Pentacles and I feel like that's more of a mindset than it is a reality, because this is just showing me that you really have been diligently working on whatever you need to work on, whatever you've been guided to do. And you've been mastering that, you know, you've been really developing your skills in that department. But it just very much feels like it's not getting anywhere, right? And then I have the Ace of Pentacles came out afterwards. Now, this is obviously indicative of abundance, you know, new beginnings, particularly in abundance. So it would suggest that brighter days are ahead. And the fact that the reading started with having the Two of Wands, so the Sun, the King of Cups, the Six of Swords, it very much seems like you are transitioning into a much better period. But I have this feeling that you're very much on the edge of just giving up on it, right? Because there's been too much of this working on it and too much of this, right? It's just, it's not seemingly going anywhere. So we also have the Strength card and the Four of Swords. So I definitely see that you, as defeated as you're feeling right now, and I feel that you're feeling very, very defeated, you do have the strength that you need. And the universe doesn't throw things at you that you can't handle. And believe me when I tell you, I know how kind of shit that is to hear, right? And everyone's like, oh, you're so strong, you know, universe won't throw anything that you can't handle. And it's like, no, that might be true, right? That probably absolutely is true. You can absolutely handle anything that comes your way. But it can be really, really difficult to see that, and it can really, really difficult to take that as any form of like consolidation. Consolidation. It's not the word. You know what I mean. Compilation prize. Yeah. But yeah, and it's because like, and I think it's because you see the way that this is. Okay, so you've obviously got the lion, and she's dealing with the lion, but in a very loving and gentle way. That's the reason that you don't think you have the strength that you need, is because your power, your strength is subtle, right? It's a subtle strength. People see strength as being like somebody who is kind of Queen of Swords energy, you know, someone who's really setting really, really clear, solid boundaries, almost to the point of seemingly being cold, right? You were taking care of yourself that solidly. And that absolutely is a form of strength. But I feel with this collective, it's very much it's a lot more of a subtle strength going on, in that you probably are a very emotional person. I think that's where the King of Cups is coming from as well, is you are a very emotionally intelligent person, and you use your, like, essentially you use your love as a way of maintaining strength, which seemingly from an outsider perspective would seem weak, right? It makes people feel like they can walk all over you, they can get what they want, they can do what they want. But the thing about having that kind of subtle power is it doesn't get seen very often, but it is the reason why people can come and try to tear you down and come back months later and you're still there, still smiling, still doing your thing, right? Because it's subtle. With the Four of Swords, you're being called to rest. Okay, you are exhausted, and I am not surprised because of this, right? You are exhausted. Okay, you've just been working so hard to try and do everything correctly, and like, power to you, because it's hard, right? It's really hard, and particularly for if you're part of my collective, which I assume is who I'm speaking to, not necessarily, but my collective will be made up of an amalgamation of things: earth angels, light workers, star seeds, rainbow children, like whatever you want to call it. Okay, like I have a couple labels. I don't really fall into a couple categories, and I'd assume a lot of you are the same way, that you kind of like slip into a few categories, right? But you have a good purpose, and we are the kinds that love is our superpower. But we're living in a world where love is undermined consistently. I mean, I'm very much of the impression that people don't even know what love is. Not true love. People think they do, but they don't. You know, real, authentic, unconditional love is not the same thing as sometimes what you have in your family. Sometimes the world just portrays it all wrong, you know, and that's the subtlety of it, right? Is because people such as ourselves, souls like ours, are providing to the earth a form of love that they don't understand, that isn't well understood. Thank you, patriarchy. Hey. But anyway, the Nine of Pentacles came out, right? Now this is a good card, okay? It's abundance. A lot of abundance, though. And it is the seeds that you planted, the fruits of your labour coming to fruition. Because, you know, you see here, you've got the Eight of Pentacles, you know, he's building up to something, and he just keeps working, and he just keeps going for it, and he just keeps having at it. This is the outcome, okay? But you see, she's on her own. You did this all by yourself. And that's going to, I think, I'm getting another message here about how you've not really been able to rely on other people. Other people don't really understand you, and it is a big problem for souls like ours. Right? Just people do not get it. And I feel like you've had to explain yourself all the time, over and over again. But this is the opportunity in which you're going to actually get your chance to show. You're going to show where people laughed at you and thought that you were crazy. You're finally going to get to... You're going to do it all on your own. And that was the point. That was the point. And it wasn't to make you feel alone. It wasn't to make you feel like... yeah, you're building your... I want to say kind of building your stability. I feel like we're very much in this mindset right now as well, the Four of Cups, okay? Now, what I want to be clear about is I don't see this as ignoring the gifts that are being offered, okay? Not in this instance. What I see is that the universe is like, hey, I'm going to give you what you want. I'm going to give you this Nine of Pentacles. The sun is going to shine on you again. Just keep going. Just keep swimming. But you're looking at these and you're going, well, if the past has told me anything, it's that there's a good chance that's not going to happen. And I know the New Ages would tell me, oh, well, that's lack mentality. You don't think that the universe and spirit, God, whatever, sees what you're going through and is going to sit there and carry on because you're looking at the past and you're saying, hey, like there's a pattern of behaviour here. And so too right, I'm going to cling on to everything that I've got, right? I'm going to hold too tightly to things because I'm scared that this is fruitless. It's not going anywhere, right? But this is part of the transition. We've got death here too, okay? This is part of the cycle. And I know you're tired. Like, I know. But part of it, just, yeah, I'm getting that very, very thing of like, you had to do this alone. Because I'm getting the world is full of jokers. Like, it is that thing of like, you have to prove that you can do this alone so that you can just go off and do what you want, right? You have to get past that fear of like, you not being able to, that you're going to fail. Okay? You've got to get past it. And I know I'm not saying that you're doing anything wrong right now. I'm 100% going to guarantee that you're not. Okay? It's just, it's part of the process and it sucks. Right? It sucks, but it is part of the process. Okay, so I'm going to ask for any last advice, please. Any last advice about what's it here? Anything they need to hear? Give it one more shuffle. Ooh. Okay. Give me a minute. Let's see. You really have been through it, haven't you? Let's see. Yeah. I'm just going to give it one more quick shuffle because I have a feeling there's another couple cards here. I am seeing though, there's a lot of fours in here and seeing a lot of progress. Yeah, there's a lot of cards that like kind of numerologically discussing instability. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, so we have Five of Swords. So yeah, this to me is validation that you've really been through it, right? That you really have been fighting for your life. As I say, I see the Five of Swords as being like, yes, there's a battle and yes, there's conflict, but there's something about Métis here just stood looking so like smug with himself. And it just, to me, it always kind of screams like, yeah, you are in battles, okay? There has been conflict, there has been real strife and a lot of hardships, but you are going to be the winner, right? You are going to win this. And you see now we've got Three of Wands. So we started out with the Two of Wands and we moved over to Three of Wands. So you see with the Death card, with the Five of Swords, because, you know, 5 also means changes. So I would say you can see that there's transition here, there's movement, okay? You're going to be going from planning to actually making like full-on progress, getting things moved. And then we're going to end on the Star card. Okay. Faith, purpose, it's all part of it, okay? And I know you're tired, I know it's hard, but I need you to hang in there for me, okay? And for your spirit team and for everybody else. No one said this was going to be easy, right? Our mission was never going to be easy. That's why we're here. That's why there's so many of us here. It's because, like, you see the state of this place, right? It's time for us to step up. And I know it's hard, but I promise you, it will get better, okay? I love you an awful lot. We're all in it together, okay?